What is going on, guys? We are just going to chill. It's Thanksgiving actually today, so we're just gonna chill. Hopefully everybody's having a terrific Thanksgiving. Believe it or not, this is some of where I've only gotten a little bit of time for myself right now to play. So even though it is on Thanksgiving, there is over 500 people online. So, you know, some people find their time. They don't work today, and they got a little bit of time to do stuff. We're in Catacassalum. Let's just do a little bard farm, just to break it up. We're gonna grab 12 mobs. So there's 4. Get a 6 banger here. Got an oddball 7 there, but we'll run into this pat here, which will make 8. Plus the 2 here for 10. We're gonna avoid that pat. We want to avoid that guy because then that'll be 13, because we're going to go ahead and grab these 2 here. These 2. It's hard to grab those without getting hit. Unless I go all the way in, I suppose. So there we go. We got a solid 12. And I'm going to run back over to this area. This is where I like to do them. Now we're not going to be like super crazy efficient or anything. I wish, and maybe you know about this and I don't. I asked about this last time, nobody said anything, and I haven't been able to find it, but that would be cool if Nillypuss had like a smaller little inventory custom window that you can update from like the optional files for Bard. So I don't have to have this whole big window here. You could just have maybe 4. Something like that would be nice. But we're not doing the little, we're not doing the special, you know, zeal thing where we make our movement, where we just run in a circle. We're going to do it all natty, bro. Not really, because, not really natty, because we got, melody. Sorry, I couldn't think of that for a second there. But we're just going to do ourselves a little circle here and try not to get caught. So hopefully everybody's having a good holiday here. We'll see if I can maintain some sort of dialogue and running in circles, switching my weapons and all of that. It's kind of a lot going on, I guess. But we've been playing the Beast Lord. We've been doing the same old stuff, right? We've been raiding, and then we've been on the days I'm not raiding. I'm raiding Monday, Wednesday, Friday, personally. I haven't been raiding on Saturdays, which is the 4th raid day for the guild. But I've been skipping that. I've just been doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then on those off days when I have time, I've been grinding AAs, because I need a bunch of AAs. So I'm working on that. So I haven't been doing much other than that. So it's not a whole lot to really, you know, show, I guess, because there's the few spots that you go. I've been doing a lot of the geos when I can get them open. And, you know, you just can only show that so much. But that seems to be the best for me right now. So I'm going to try to... Did I miss that? I think I didn't tuck that one in well enough. Let's switch up the direction we're going here. We're going to do right circles. This is what I like to do. I like to switch it up. I have been noticing, now I don't know if it's my internet because I switched my router recently, and also the server migrated recently. I should say what level we are real quick. So as you see here, we are level 44. And what are we? 97% into the level. Nice, nice. Don't want to get caught, obviously. I just missed another one because it's tough to record this and to talk at the same time. A little bit. Okay. But we're getting them down to 25% here. We're going to ding, obviously. So there's the higher level ones who are like just now starting to turn white to me. They're still yellow, white, and they can... We missed that one again. That one's a little bit of a shorter range on it, so I gotta... I don't know. I'm just going to keep missing it probably because I'm talking and stuff. But I think half of them missed that one too. But anyway, so yeah, I switched my router and the server migrated to like a new database or whatever. Server place. And I've been experiencing a little bit of lag. So I don't know what's to blame. Because both of those two things happened at the same time. So mobs are starting to go down now. I'm just realizing now that my volume is super duper low. I'll turn it up a little bit. Not that there's much going on. I guess you can hear me switching my weapons in the bags, as exciting as that is. How much life do these have? They're dying right now. And one. All right. Okay, they are dead. So let me just turn the volume up a little, just a touch. Like 35 is like where I like it. But I had it down because of the raid and stuff were expensive. Now, as I've shown on my Beastler videos, these guys, every single one drops at least one weapon, if not two sometimes. The shield is lore for some dumb reason, so you can pick one of those up. The helm is a quest item, but they also can drop a helm. They drop like a full set of gear, plate gear. It's not bad for pets. It's good pet gear. I don't have a pet on this guy, but I used to pick this up and put it on the Beast Lord's pet, get him a full set of plate with strength and stuff. Now, nobody in this town likes me, but these are all vendors, so they don't bother you. But they won't sell to you if you see here. But I did think ahead, and I made a Wood Elf Bard, so I can sneak. So I can sneak, as long as it is successful. You can vendor here. Obviously, she's still pissed at me, so it was an unsuccessful sneak. It's not that high of a level. I think it's like, I don't know if it's maxed. I don't know when it maxes, but it hasn't gone up in a while. But anyways, here we go. So then we can sell all our stuff. Because it weighs a lot, and I'm a wimpy bard. So we sold it all there. And now we won't be slowed down by a bunch of weapons. Now there is the bank down here as well. So I'll invis and I'll go down to the bank and I'll put all my money in there when my money becomes an issue. But you make decent money, I guess. So now while we wait for those to respawn, we can do another poll. So why do I feel like I'm running so slow? There we go. So what do we have here? That's only 2. Where's that pat at? I do want that pat. I'm gonna grab him. And I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna come out this way. Oh, I didn't get hit. Nice. Alright, so we got... See what I mean, though? See how far I was away when I got hit? And it's not just on the Bard. Like, I experienced weird stuff like that. I just noticed it on the Bard. But I was, like, 10 feet away from the mob when I got hit there. So you do need to watch out what I've learned, because sometimes they'll just hop the bushes, and they'll grab this shit, which is gonna kill you. So what do we have? 4, 6... And there are pats and stuff like this guy. I'm glad this pat was out here because he'll come out. All right, I'm going to grab that pat too. 6, that's 8, right? So 8, I'm going to grab a 9. And then let's finagle our way out of here. So 9, 10, 11. I'm just going to go with 11. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed that pat, but I like to grab the pats because if you don't, they'll eventually like find a way to pat on top of you, and then I mean, I think you have like the leeway of like 2, but you know, if you get too many, then they'll reverse summon. They'll basically teleport on top of you and just telestomp you over and over. If you're familiar with like Diablo 2, it's basically telestomping. All right, so we'll go back to our full melody, slow this bitch down, and we'll start getting these guys. I missed that one already. Off to a great start. we've only made one Bard video, I think. So I figured we'll just, you know, I haven't put anything out in like probably damn near close to a week. It's just been busy. Holidays are busy at my work. You know, health field. Whoops. Oh, I'm lucky I didn't get caught there. So holidays are always busy. And then trying to do, you know, family stuff myself and what have you. And then also trying to maintain a raid schedule in there. On the Beast Lord, I got Paragon. So I'm super happy about that. But I need that, which costs 6 AAs. But I need to go one step further. And I need to get MGB so that I can hit my raid with Paragon. And that's an additional 9. So it's 15 total that you need to commit to getting MGB Paragon for the raid. And I'm 2 away. So I got 7 banked. I need 2 more. And I'll get that MGB Paragon, which isn't available until you're in the 3rd tab, which is class. So you got to go through the first 2, the basics and then the archetype. And then you get into class. And then you got to dump those 15 into class. And then at that point, you can hook your raid up with an MGB Paragon every hour and 12 minutes, but your group at the very least will get it every 12 minutes, which I think is super helpful, especially if like the healer AFKs. I've had times where the healer AFKs, or there's been a couple of times where shit happens, people leave, whatever, stuff doesn't get shuffled fast enough. You find yourself in a group without a healer for a minute, and that could be tough with dragons that are AoEing and whatnot. So Paragon comes in pretty clutch in those situations where, you know, everybody, you know, maybe your whole group's down about 20-30% because of some AoEs while stuff's getting shuffled around or healers are AFK, and then that can just top off the group. So that's pretty nice. Anyways, 2 AA away from getting that. Now, I mentioned it earlier. I obviously do know that, and I've done it before, where you can set the Zeal mouse up to where you can just run in a circle. Then all you got to do is change out the weapons. But, you know, nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody probably wants to see this shit either, but nobody especially wants to see me sitting here, like, just picking my fingers while the game's playing itself. So we're doing it P99 style minus... minus we have melody, so I mean that makes it easy enough. You take that out of it, and what are you even doing, you know? So I want to leave a little bit of human element to it, where we can still make a mistake, we can still get caught. How did that not hit him? We can still get caught, and you know, there's a chance of me dying here, so that should be something. People like to see you die, you know, in game. So we got these guys down pretty good. Already at 35%. Like I was saying, there's higher level ones, which I tried to do when they were like yellows and whites and stuff, and which they kind of still are. But some of them are blue now. So like a few levels ago, I tried to do them, and let's change this up. Let's go the other direction. And they do resist a lot, which isn't the end of the world, because when you do land, it lands for multiple ticks. So you don't necessarily need to land every time to be successful. To be more efficient, yeah, probably. Especially if you miss. Like I've missed a few of the chords of dissonance. But also, every 2 levels, your songs go up in damage. And it might not sound like a lot. Like they usually go up like 2 damage per song, something like that. It doesn't sound like a lot, but how many pulses are we hitting them with? You know what I mean? During this time, we're probably hitting them with like 100 pulses or something. Who knows? I don't know what it is. A lot of pulses, right? And then you're hitting 12 mobs, so it's 2 damage times 12 mobs, so it's 24 damage. Wait, I was on the wrong one. So it's 24 damage per pulse. And then depending on how many pulses you hit them with, I don't know what it is, 50, 100, whatever it is, you know, then you multiply 24 by every pulse. And so it adds up. It's a ton of damage. Doesn't sound like much. It's like, oh, it's only 2 damage per thing. No, it's a shitload. And then that's per song as well. So we're doing 2 songs. So then you multiply that giant number by 2. And it's a ton of damage. That in combination with just having them resist less, Because if they do resist twice in a row, then you are not being efficient, obviously, because it's only going to pulse a few times. So what I'm getting at is once these guys start to light blue out, at that point, I think I'll be ready to move on to the higher level ones and then just ride this bitch out to 60, you know? I just log in this guy every once in a while when I'm like, you know, I just got like 20 minutes, or I just got like, you know, just a little bit, or I'm, you know, I'm kind of a little bit maybe burned out on my other stuff. Like I just need a break from AAs, or, you know, whatever it is. The raid ended, but I got like, you know, 10 minutes in me, or whatever the case is. Just hop on, do a pull, and call it. And I mean, you get fat chunks, so I forgot to look right now. You guys could have seen it. But we are 34% into our level now. So in the last 2 pulls, we got, I don't know, like 35 to 37%, something like that, right? Oops. Oh well, left a weapon there. So now you can see that the first pull is back up, but what I want to do is sell off again. And don't leave your AoE songs on when you come in here. Done that plenty of times. So we'll sell all this crap off. And our weight is back under. Again, I don't really have any gear too much. I have a few pieces of gear. I bought like just the cosmetics to make me look like this. So I just bought the showing pieces, like the arms, the head, the legs, boots, gloves, and then every other piece wasn't really there. These rings were in my bank, so I just threw them on him. I'm actually going to probably move these back to my shaman. I'm trying to rebuild some of the characters I stole gear from. So like my shaman, I'm trying to put some gear back on him so I can continue the shaman eventually. And then the monk. The beast lord took a bunch of gear from the monk. So the monk's been getting a lot of his gear back recently, either me upgrading or also upgrading through raiding. And then these other pieces that you might see on me are just the ones that are dropping here. So when I loot them, it equips them. So all my pieces that I was missing are just equipped now. This give me a little extra armor. So if I get, you know, hit by stuff, it does up my weight though. But let's go ahead and, oh shit, I grabbed those dudes from that far away. So we're going to do this pull again. Back to the first pull. So that's 4, 5, 6. You can see how this is like a perfect 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12 right here. You can see how this is like a perfect place to pull. And then you have all this room right here where there's no more pats or anything like that to get in your way. So let me just collect them up. You see dead bards here all the time. Pretty funny. I've died here before. You just get caught, you know, and it is what it is. Now, luckily on Quarm, I mean, not luckily, but the silver lining about Quarm, where you can only pull 12, is that you don't necessarily die immediately. You don't get one shot when you get caught. So you can get caught and you can survive because it's only 12 mobs. And you are wearing plate after all, you know. And I'm sure I'll get caught before this video is over. Or something. And these guys are going to despawn at some point, because that's like a mechanic of the zone. Every so often they despawn for about 4 minutes. It turns out I'm narrowing that window down as it happens more and more, and I pay attention. So they will despawn on us at one point. I think, if I remember, I like to get about 3 pulls in. Is it 3? And then I don't pull a 4th pull, because at that point they're gonna like despawn in the middle of your kite, which feels bad. So you don't want them to despawn in the middle of your kite. I've had them despawn at like 5% once, and it just feels really bad. I've also on the alternative, ooh, oh, I thought I was gonna get caught on that one. On the alternative, I've had them despawn like when I was killing the last guy. So like like you've seen it in the first 2 polls of this video, is like where you kill all the mobs and the last one has like 2% left, right? So he's like walking away, he's fleeing, and then they despawned. And that one felt pretty good. It's like, that would have been cool if we just killed that last guy, but at the same time, if it just, you know, if I was 20 seconds the other direction, then it would have despawned with them all at 5% or something, so. Am I sneaking still? Wait a minute. No, I'm not. Okay. Because you can sneak and play some songs at the same time, obviously, and I thought I didn't turn sneak off, which maybe I didn't, but I guess getting hit. I got hit by one, right? So that unsnuck me or whatever, unsneaked me. These places have been pretty cleared out though recently. Like when I log in here to do like a kite real quick or whatever, I'm never here all day. You know, obviously I would probably be 60 if I was. I just log in, like I said earlier, for a couple pulls here, a couple pulls there. And I log in and I slash the zone, see who's here. And lately there's not been a lot of people here. So I sneak in a couple pulls and then I bail. I actually did last night after the raid real quick. I just snuck in here. Or it was before the raid real quick. I snuck in here, slashed the zone. There was a beast lord killing stuff. And then there was, I think, another bard. I'm not sure. They were anonymous. But I think it was a bard based on like missing mobs and stuff. I gotta pay attention. I got the wrong instruments on because I'm sitting here talking. So let's get that back in order. The instruments essentially pretty much double your damage, so you got to get the right instruments on at the right time. Which is, I mean, is much, much easier if you're not trying to hold a conversation or whatever, so. I'm making it look worse than it is, I suppose. But we got another kite down, so. Another chunk of XP coming in here. We were at 34%, so we can see exactly how much this is giving. We're running a pot, because why not? We're gonna end up with extras by the time we're 60, I imagine. Nobody's leveling this fast. The Beast Lord had 13 extra, and I was, you know, I popped him pretty frequently. So I imagine we'll have more than that on this guy. So like at this point, he despawned, and I was like, oh. All right. So again. Oop. Oh man, having a tough time right-clicking stuff. The only time you can loot the helm, and you can know you can, is when they're wearing it. So you'll see it pop up on them. So same thing here. We'll do a little sneak a leak, which I think is max because it hasn't gone up anymore. And I don't know what the max is. I'm gonna have to look into that. But I think I'm at like 35. I don't know if that's. I don't know what max sneak is for a wood elf as a racial and not like a class ability. All right. You know what I did notice is the vampires that I'm killing on the necro. Man, I went back there. And, all right, we'll do one more and we'll just see. Maybe they'll despawn on us. We'll do it for, you know, for science. They might despawn in the middle of our pull. But we'll do this one and then we'll go sell it. We'll go like bank up and then we'll just call it. Oh shit. See, what the fuck is up with that, right? Like I have Cello's Accelerando on and I'm wearing my drum, but it's not like I'm not running fast until he hit me. When he hit me, I got like a little boost. It turned on. I gotta like figure that out. That's weird. I'm telling you, there's weird stuff going on. I kept noticing that. It happened between the last pull too. So we got 4, 6, This guy's not gonna come or what? Come on, dude. What was that? 8? Or still 6? 2, 4, 6? 2, 4, 6. So then we got 8. Let's grab this guy. 10. And so we're gonna get 12 like this, but like I said, there's that Pat. He's back there. He's gonna wrap around the building. So he's gonna go around the back of the building, then he's gonna come out here, and then I'm pretty sure he walks like over here, you know, like right about here or something. So we're gonna do this one like right over here. Try to stay out of the way. Now with that being said, we might still be in the way. But we're gonna try to stay out of the way. So let's put this one on. Or nah. And it will be nice if we successfully pull this one off before they despawn. If they despawn in the middle of this one, kind of a bust, but for science. I should time it, and that way you know exactly. But if we could just figure out if you could do 4 pulls, then that's great. You do 4 pulls, you sell off, you go to the bank, and then by that time the stuff's respawned. You're not making a shitload of money, but you're making money. It's not nothing. A lot of bards, I'm assuming they can't sneak. So a lot of bards are leaving the corpses full of the gear. You know, I used to run in here on the wizard when I was camping the Relic Pack. And when I'd run through here, dang it, I keep missing. My hand's not doing well. We're a little overweight. I don't think it's affecting my speed at all, though. But I'd run through here to do the Relic Pack thing, and whenever I'd run through here, I'd see like a pile of corpses. I would just loot him on the wizard because he's cool here, and I'm keeping the wizard cool here because I do the Relic Pack on the wizard. Yeah. And so I would loot it all and sell it and just get like 150 plat. And it was like every time I ran through here on the wizard, I just pick up like 150 plat or whatever. Just be corpses everywhere. So there's that Pat. Maybe it's not 150 plat. It's probably less than that, but depends on how many corpses. Probably more realistically, it's like 85 plat. So... Alright, so I missed that. Alright, let's get back on track. I was worried about that Pat. Okay. So he walked about mid that area, and then he turned around like mid that open space right there. So we almost have these guys down. So let's just try to get them down before they despawn. I might be over-exaggerating. We might not even be near a despawn, but I'm pretty sure we are. Would be cool if there was something like if they're in combat, they don't despawn. But that seems advanced. Seems too advanced for old EverQuest. Alright, we're getting some kills here, so... what happened there? Did I miss it? Or maybe I hit it. Alright. So we made it. We didn't get the despawn. Alright, so what are we up to? We're up to 70% into our level. We're doing 230 per pull, which isn't terrible at, you know, our upper 40s. What are we now? 45, mid 40s? Not bad, not bad. Spend a couple hours doing this and you'll blow through your 40s. Oh, it's because sneak is on. That's what's happening. I'm so dumb. That's what's happening. I'm not turning sneak off. That's why I'm running slow. And then I get hit by a mob. It turns sneak off. And then I speed up. No shit, bro. Wow. 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 Alright, so let's clear through that. See, I'm leaving here and not turning sneak off. So I'm slow. So I turn sneak off. Alright, so anyways, so then now I'm just going to be lazy about this, and I'm not going to swap in or out, but these are still down. My first pull is still down, so we did the 2 pulls with it. Or are they despawned? Did they despawn or are they still down? I think they're still down. We're going to invis just to check. Just to check. Oh, they're down. So you can do 4 pulls if you're quick, and then they despawn. As you can see here, all this stuff is gone. Nobody's fighting in here. All these mobs are gone, so they're despawned right now. This is where you want... Oh, I do have boots. Let's put the boots on. Now, you can... you know, mix songs or whatever, but I don't have a drum on anyways. I'm not going to swap through for a fucking drum. Don't you get safe fall as a bard? Do I need to go buy that? I thought you... Don't you get safe fall as a bard? Maybe I'm tripping. I haven't been to a trainer in probably fucking since I was 20. I don't even know. Anyways, I'm using invis, but all the mobs are down. They'll respawn like right now. But then I just come into the bank and change up my money. We got 470 plat. I don't know if I had any on me when we started the video. Probably not. Probably not. It's probably about 4 pulls worth, I'd say. Throw it in the bank, and then our weight is back down. And then you can just go back out there. So that's kind of the play. That's kind of the good feeling, comfy spot is to, they despawn, they respawn. You do 4 pulls real quick, back and forth, one side, the other side, one side, the other side. At that point, they despawn. You utilize the time of that they're despawned to run down here, sell everything off, or throw all your money in the bank. And it's a really quick, it's only like a 4-minute window. So when you run back up after all of this, the mobs are probably respawned at this point. They're not. We'll sit here for a second to see when they respawn, but it should be pretty soon. But that's pretty good. I mean, we are running a potion though. So by the time they respawn, I guess you'd probably get 3 pulls, maybe. So you can, maybe on 1 potion, you can get, so they respawned right here. So there it is. And now we have 26 minutes instead of the 30. You can probably get 8 pulls out of a potion, I think. Because what you can do, and what I've done in the past, is I've gotten my whole pull, I've gotten it down really, like on my very first pull, I've gotten it down really low, like get them to about 10%. Then I run really far, I hit the potion, and then I collect them back up and I kill them. So when my potion's still at like 59, 58 minutes, I get my first pull of XP in. If you were to do that, and maybe you just did it a little, I don't know, more quickly towards the end here, maybe camp out when they despawn, run to the bank real quick, camp out for a minute or 2 just to spare yourself a minute or 2. You could probably do 4 pulls, get the despawn, do 4 more pulls, and then, you know, get 8 pulls in a potion or whatever. Anyways, whatever. Just wanted to get a little something out there and, you know, put something out. I haven't put anything out, like I said, for like about a week. We got to get on to something. Might play an alt here or there, or, you know, just level either the monk or I don't know. I might see if I can group up with Slayheim on the shaman or one of my characters as he's progressing, you know, his journey. Shout out to Slayheim. He started up on the Quarm server. Maybe you guys know him from Monsters Memories or Megabonk or whatever, just on YouTube and Twitch and all that. So if not, check him out. We'll link him down in the description of this video. But he started a character here and he's loving it. He's playing a Beast Lord. So as he progresses through, I have a bunch of alts at all these different spots. So maybe we'll get in some groups with him here and there. Right now, it would be the shaman. So I'm trying to get the shaman ready to go just in case we can jump in there and get in a group with them. We'll see how it goes. But other than that, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I will see you in the next video.